Friday, it's Football Spy, and all of you Arsenal fans who want to see the back of Emmanuel Adebayor can begin to start dreaming, because AC Milan have finally registered their interest in signing the controversial Togo striker. To be fair, Milan's primary target is actually Edin Dzeko, the striker who has had a magnificent season for the German champions Wolfsburg. But this is what the AC Milan club administrator Adriano Galliani told the Italian media yesterday. He said, if we fail to get Dzeko, then the Sevilla striker Luis Fabiano could be an alternative, as could Adebayor. We had a meeting with Arsene Wenger in the past, but they didn't offer Adebayor to us. Had they done that, we would have entered talks back then. You Arsenal fans, maybe, just maybe, it might still be on. Now, elsewhere, Stoke have opened talks with West Ham for the possible transfer of striker Dean Ashton. If anyone knows why, answers on a postcard, please. To be fair, we did tell you here weeks ago on The Mirror that the Hammers were indeed willing to listen to offers for the 25-year-old marksman. He's played just 46 games since they signed him for £7 million 3 years ago. It's a dangerous game for Stoke. They haven't got much money and they're prepared to shell out for a player with a poor injury record. Well, two, if you actually count Michael Owen, they're interested in him as well. Real Madrid have confirmed that they've reached an agreement with Valencia to sign defender Raul Albiol for £13 million. About time they bought a defender. That's a story Jeff on our Spy blog told us about yesterday. A very, very big thank you to him for keeping us right across developments in Europe. And Manchester United, they've offered winger Nani to Wigan in exchange for Luis Antonio Valencia. We don't know if that's a straight swap or if there's cash involved, but Wigan should surely be tempted. Lyon have confirmed Real Madrid have made inquiries about Karim Benzema, but insist the striker is not for sale. And we're hearing from Italy that Inter Milan have offered defender Nicolas Berizzo to Chelsea in a swap deal for Ricardo Carvalho. He's 28, he's played 21 times for Inter last season, but he doesn't want to leave the San Siro. Now, lots of you have been in touch asking why clubs are doing deals for players when the window isn't open yet. Well, there is nothing wrong with them agreeing fees and what have you, but the registrations of the players do not switch clubs until next week, which is when the transfer window officially opens. Yes, next week it starts for real. We'll be here every day, bringing you everything you need to know from what's already the biggest transfer window there has ever been. Now, the Cesc Fabregas soap opera continues. Yesterday we told you about an interview he'd given in Spain, which had winged its way over here and appeared in The Sun. Today he's come over all indignant and insisted he is, for the last and final time, committed to Arsenal. Interestingly, he didn't actually deny saying any of the words in the interview. And I get the feeling from you Arsenal fans that you don't really care anyway. Am I wrong? Let me know. You know all the ways you can get in touch. Manchester City are going to offer striker Joe, who did so well at Everton last season, back to the Goodison Park club in a bid to get defender Joleon Lescott. They'll have to do better than that. And with Bayern Munich winger Frank Ribery a near certainty to go to Real Madrid, we're hearing from Spain that Barcelona are going to step up their efforts to get David Villa from Valencia. In fact, we've heard this morning that Barca have made a £37 million bid for Villa, which they expect to fund by selling Samuel Eto'o to City. Villa came out late last night and insisted he's staying in Spain, but A, it's not really up to him, and B, as we've seen with Kaka and Ronaldo, every player has their price. Time for your messages, and John W. wants details on the proposed transfer of Hendry Thomas to Wigan this summer. For those of you that don't know, Hendry Thomas is the Honduras teammate of Maynor Figueroa, whom Bruce brought to the JJB before he left for Sunderland. Thomas is a 24-year-old defensive midfielder who's been a key player for the Honduras under-23 side. He couldn't get a work permit to join Wigan last year, but I can tell you that he's got one for this season. John also said it would be fabulous if the Nani to Wigan offer comes off. Eamon Ryan said yesterday, you keep going on about Man City having the best strike force if they get their targets and the best midfield. Do you consider them as realistic title challengers? Well, Obviously, I'm not a City fan, but you have to say that if they get their men, then why not? They'll have an excellent side. What I do think is that Mark Hughes will be under tremendous pressure with the club having spent so much money. If he loses 6 games on the trot, then I worry for him. Davy Moyes, I'm not sure it's not the Davy Moyes, wants Everton news. Well, we mentioned Leicester earlier in the show, and I still believe that they're going to go in for the Reading pair, Stephen Hunt in midfield and Kevin Doyle up front. Also, Stephen Defoe at Standard Liège. They like him a lot. Now, I threw an interesting little debate to you about City yesterday about their midfield. It's not hypothetical. City already have these players in place, and I think that Robinho, Barry, Ireland and Wright Phillips could well be the best midfield in the Premier League next season. For the games against the really big teams, you could perhaps stick De Jong or company just in behind them and play with one up front. Anyway, it's got you all going, as I expected, and I had a good chat with some of you on YouTube yesterday. Just in case you haven't been on, here's some of the comments that were made. Rayneth disagrees with me. He says Arsenal's midfield are far more attack-minded. He's not scared of City at all, and he says that he's got far more firepower in the Emirates midfield. For my shiz agrees with him. Surge TV got me when he said that with the exception of Malouda, Chelsea's midfield is way better than City's. I'm not sure. If you substitute, like I said, Ireland for De Jong, then it's maybe a bit tighter. Anyway, keep them coming. Let me know what your thoughts are. Before we go, we're hearing Spurs have made discreet inquiries about Chelsea's Joe Cole. Craig Arbuckle in London's been onto the spy email asking about that, and it is indeed true. And also, before I go, a reminder to tune in next week when you can win these. Now, the transporter who films this show says that these are pretty rude boots, and I have to agree with him. Tune in next week and you can see how you can win them. Also, we'll have a few other bits and pieces to give away. We'll be running a few competitions next week. So have a nice weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.